Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and thanks for checking us out. And thanks for all the subscribers and supporters. That's awesome. Today we want to just share our feeds and what we give to the chickens pretty much all year round, but most importantly in the cold winter days. The cost of layer ration going up and other feeds going up, we started mixing our own. First we started with the foundation of just your regular hen scratch, which is all your grains and cracked corn. Next we add in flax. We buy flax in huge bulk bags. You get a really great deal on it. Super healthy for them, high in omega-3s and all the other good stuff flax has in it. So we throw a bunch of that in there as well. Another thing we've noticed going up at the feed stores is sunflowers. So we started planting our own. They seem to get more benefit from these black oil sunflower seeds. They also make a great late season food source for our bees, so we add a bunch of that into the mix as well. We also throw in the dried mealworms. Gets them a good shot of protein. They love them. They're good little snacks, so we add that in as well. We have oyster shell that we also throw into this mix, and that's good for their calcium, their egg development, and so forth. During high parasite season, so early spring and late summer, we'll go ahead and sprinkle some diatomaceous earth on this blend, just to kind of help keep the worms and bad parasites at bay. We got our premix here that we mixed up in the big bin in the garage there, and we got our feeder. Great idea from Living Traditions Homesteads YouTube page. This guy showed us how to make these, and it's a great quick video. He also has one for watering systems. We try to keep a food source down for the chickens all the time. They have access to this base. This has been a great concept for keeping them from getting in the food and throwing it everywhere and pooping in it, and yeah, we just love it. Again, Living Traditions Homestead, man, he nailed it on the head with these quick little builds. And then we just keep that topped up all the time, keep it capped up, and you're good to go. If you've got any alfalfa bales laying around, we found them to be great feed for them to scratch around in on the nicer days in the winter. It also puts a nice layer of insulation between the ice and snow, and the chickens can come out of the coop and enjoy the weather and get a snack. We have greatly reduced our compost by learning that a lot of the foods we don't eat, like the base of a broccoli and some other things we'll go through, a lot of these foods can be fed right to them, and they are super healthy and good for the chickens. Broccoli itself is super high in vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, iron, B6, all the good stuff that the chickens need for healthy egg development. They can't chew their food. I'm sure a lot of you know that already, but because they can't chew their food, we go ahead and just get it chopped up into small pieces for them. And another good one I don't have here in front of me, but the ham, if you cook a ham for Thanksgiving or holiday, whatever, just save that bone. You can even throw the bone right out in the runs, and they'll sit there and peck at it like a bunch of dinosaurs. And the ham is super high in B12, which is actually something we've learned that's very important for them. Apparently neurological disorders are pretty common amongst chickens and other bird breeds, and the B12 helps regulate that. So a lot of your red meat and stuff, eggs, have B12 in them as well. Another thing we found to be great source of protein is your leftover shrimp skins. They love these things. It's common myth we just recently learned ourselves, is we thought these were a good calcium source as well. It turns out they're not really that high in calcium whatsoever, but the protein percentages are really high. So yeah, don't bother filling your waste bin, just cut them up, throw them out to the chickens, and you'll get better tasting eggs for it. Here on the homestead, we grow a lot of squash and pumpkin. The seeds, turns out, are a super healthy option to feed when you want to prevent worms. We have free range, and because of the risks of free range, they can be exposed to different parasites, and the pumpkin seeds actually make a great dewormer. If they've got a really bad case, you may have to get some medication, but the pumpkin seeds will help prevent it and stop them from accumulating in the guts. So if you've got pumpkins for Halloween or any other holiday, don't throw that stuff away. Just give them a quick bake and roast in the oven, and chop them up a bit, and they'll do the rest of the work. Any of your herbs that you're using when you're cooking, any of them, any of your good green herbs, your basils, your thyme, your rosemary, any of that stuff, they love it. If you have bits that you're discarding or not using in your recipe, chop them up, throw them in there as well. Growing your own herbs in the windowsill is super easy. Just get the seeds online and follow the directions basically, and keep them nice and watered and in a sunny window, and you've got free food for your chickens, and it's a good way to stretch your budget and lower your compost. Here we got a tray of our finished wheatgrass, and wheatgrass is another super supplement to give your chickens, also yourself. We grow it. If you're not feeling well, it's a good source of vitamins. So it's high in vitamin A and C, it's high in iron and magnesium, calcium, I think amino acids, and it's a good antioxidant. So we share it with the chickens. You can also pulp this stuff up in a processor and put it in your smoothies or whatever you're drinking in the morning, and it'll give your body a good boost of what it needs. It's super easy to grow this stuff. We just get these shallow trays. You start by germinating the seeds. The seeds, we just use a mason jar and some cheesecloth or a piece of mesh. You'll want to just get them in a jar, fill the jar with water, let them soak for about 24 hours. And then after that, you'll want to soak them each day, rinse them, and then let them drain dry. So you'll just kind of turn that jar upside down and let the seeds dry. Within a week's time, you should see them start to sprout. As soon as they've sprouted, you just got to get them in a shallow bed of soil, and then get them all set, and then cover them with another shallow bit of soil and throw it in the window, and within days you will see what we've got right here in front of us. We used to throw these right into the coop and let them scratch and eat through it, but to stretch budget and get more use out of the grass, we have found that cutting it like this, as tedious as it may be, stretches the seeds even further, because we are able to put this back into the window after we've cut and trimmed after a few days, and you can see it starts to come back up on its own, and you can get a couple of good uses out of it before you've got to move on to a new tray. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any suggestions on what you guys feed, we'd love to hear from it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We like to support, and thank you to all the subscribers that have joined us on our mission. Looking forward to 40 more days and when we start our new adventure at the new homestead.